El Solomina is used to upheaval. She fled to Georgia from her home in Russia last year after the Ukraine invasion. A year earlier, she had changed her gender to female in her official identification documents. Now, she's one of many Russian trans people warning about a proposed law to stop others doing the same and the potential psychological and physical impacts.
В 16 и в 20 небольшим лет
When I was 16 and in my early 20s, I had very persistent thoughts about suicide.
и практически
And I practically, well, it's hard to say exactly what stopped me, but somehow I stopped.
ну я как-то
But many people, including me, in Russia, are worried particularly about teenagers.
многие
Because for children and teenagers, this situation looks absolutely hopeless.
насчет подростков, потому что для детей и подростков вот эта ситуация, она выглядит абсолютной безысходностью.
Russia's parliament is poised to pass the draft legislation, which would also stop gender-affirming medical care, including hormone treatment and surgery. That's raised alarm among transgender advocates like Elle.
Это очень похоже на запрет абортов.
It is very similar to banning abortions. That is, when having autonomy of your own body is banned, a black market immediately opens up. And it is not always possible to be sure of the quality in these conditions. It is not always possible to ensure honesty from those behind it. This will significantly aggravate the whole situation.
Это значительно усугубит вообще всю ситуацию.
Moscow musician Richard Volkov is also now in Georgia. But he's worried about fellow transgender men back home.
Да, я на связи с людьми, с транслюдьми.
I am in touch with trans people still in Russia. I'm in a big chat with trans men mostly. In fact, those who have the opportunity are leaving or have already left the country. Those who don't are trying to do everything that can be done as quickly as the current law stands. Change gender markers in documents, start hormone therapy, and so on.
Russia has allowed gender changes on IDs since 1997, 4 years after it decriminalised homosexuality. In December 2022, President Vladimir Putin signed a law expanding restrictions on the promotion of, quote, LGBT propaganda. Trans people like Volkov see the draft law as another attack on what the Kremlin calls non-traditional lifestyles.
If we talk about transgender people, then in my opinion, society doesn't really have an opinion about them. That is, there are transgender people who may seem strange, incomprehensible to Russian society, but definitely not dangerous. And if we talk about my personal experience, I was surprised how ordinary people supported me, said that they were glad that I'd found myself, that I was in a good place.